Imagine this. You go on diet, but then you see a very beautiful cookie. And you eat this cookie. And then you think, oh my God, what I've done. The diet is over. I will now eat everything and anything, and I will start from the next Monday again. I will start a perfect diet from the next Monday again. Or you do not send your CV or you don't send a CV to apply for a dream job because you feel like it is not perfect. Or you postpone joining the gym because you're not lean enough yet. Does it sound familiar? Any of these situations? Or maybe you have seen your friend in any of these situations. This is called perfectionism. Surprise, surprise. And this is what we are going to talk about in this video, how perfectionism is not what you think and how it paralyzes you and does not let you achieve more. My name is Olgha Onoshchenko. I'm a psychotherapist, nutritionist, personal trainer, and a PhD. And this channel will help you to achieve your optimal physical and mental health, and as a side effect, to lose weight. Subscribe and let's go. Debunking perfectionism myth. So what's the main myth? The main myth about perfectionism is that perfectionism is purely a good thing because we set high standards. What's wrong with high standards? What's wrong with ambitions? Nothing, right? We also are trying our best to make everything perfectly. We love quality. What's wrong about trying to do your job well? What's wrong about loving quality? Nothing wrong, right? But the problem is that perfectionism also may mean that you set unrealistic standards. And if you do not meet these unrealistic standards, you beat yourself up. So that's the formula, write it down. Perfectionism, toxic perfectionism equals unrealistically high standards plus self-criticism when you do not meet them. And this toxic combo blocks your achievements in every single area of your life. And here are the examples. In fitness and weight loss, if you are a perfectionist, you demand perfect diet from yourself and you demand perfect exercise routine from yourself. And if you eat a cake, then your day is ruined, you fell off the wagon, so I will eat anything and everything. Once I failed, once I broke the rules. And in reality, you need to be a little bit more flexible and allow yourself, give yourself room for mistakes. Even if you lost focus and had something you shouldn't have, that's okay. This food may have compensatory effect. This may mean that you will be less hungry later. This means you can even compensate it with a little bit more movement. Sometimes, of course, it can be a sign of disordered eating, but compensatory behaviors can be also healthy. Or, I need to lose weight in order to join the gym. This is you not allowing yourself to be imperfect. Or, if I cannot work out regularly, 3 times per week, 6 times per week, then it's better not to start at all. And the reality is that a person who goes to the gym in imperfect shape, with imperfect leggings, and sometimes skip a workout, sometimes skip a couple of weeks of workouts, and only have time and resource for 2 workouts, will achieve much more than a person who wants to come to the gym in a good shape and smash it in every workout and only have intense workouts and never have breaks in workouts. And if they skipped a couple of workouts, they will stop going to the gym for months and months. And in reality, it's better to be as consistent as possible. I used to be a personal trainer and I still have a couple of hours of personal training. And believe me, twice per week, for a year, even with breaks, even if you skip a week or 2 from time to time, will make wonders, will transform your body, will make you healthier, fitter, stronger, and more energized and confident. So perfectionism pulls you into the cycle. Unrealistic expectations, unrealistic diet, unrealistic workouts, not meeting these expectations, making a mistake, feeling like a failure because of that, and quitting. And the key here is to not feel like a failure, but continue moving towards your goal. Fell off the diet? Start again immediately. Skip the workout? It's okay, do it tomorrow, do it when you have more energy. Maybe do not go to the gym, but have a 10-15 minute jogging session instead. This all counts big time. So all or nothing usually leads to nothing. Next area of your life where perfectionism ruins your achievements, it's career. The career perfectionist delays sending applications before their CV is perfect. Or they do not take on challenging projects because they're not sure they can complete them 100% perfectly. But who progresses faster in their careers? Those who take on challenging projects, are not afraid of making mistakes, learn from mistakes, ask for help, are not afraid of looking imperfect and vulnerable in the face, in front of colleagues and bosses. So they grow much quicker than those who are afraid of making a mistake, who are afraid of being imperfect, who think they're not ready yet. Of course, sometimes you're really not ready yet, but more often than not, people hold themselves back when they shouldn't. So perfectionism may stall your career growth. Then finances. We postpone investing unless we find a perfect investment strategy. We postpone saving unless we earn enough to save considerable amounts. But the person who starts small will have better financial position in 10 years' time as compared to a person who is waiting and searching for perfect situation, perfect conditions, perfect financial strategy. And another area, my favorite one, is productivity and self-improvement. Most of us are a little bit damaged by influencers who sort of wake up at 5 a.m. and by 8 a.m. they have run a marathon, meditated for 2 hours, read a book, invested, took cold ice bath, and ate the healthiest breakfast on earth. So the perfectionist mindset, if I cannot have perfect habits and stick to them perfectly every day, I will not succeed. I'm not productive, I'm not efficient. If I do not wake up at 5 a.m., my productivity is ruined. If I do not meditate for 2 hours every day, I'm not as successful as those who do. If I do not journal, writing down 3 things I'm grateful for every day, I will never succeed. But in reality, a person who sleeps enough and wakes up rested achieves much more than the one who tries to fit in everything into their day. And the person who takes a few mindful moments many times throughout the day, such as feeling your breath, noticing where you are in the environment, noticing environment, connecting with their bodies, will benefit more than the person who tries to formally meditate, sit down every day for half an hour, 2 hours, and then quit. So toxic productivity is all about illusion that success is following perfect routine. But as a result, it leads to burnout, to constant dissatisfaction with oneself, feeling never good enough, insecurity, when your life, when your routine, when your habits do not fit perfect template. And if you notice what successful people really do, what they all have in common, those successful people who did not burn out on the way to their success, They all know how to listen to themselves and how to adjust to their own abilities, and also can adapt to the environment and to life circumstances. It's more about being adaptive and allowing themselves being imperfect. And relationships, of course, another area of life that suffers from perfectionistic tendencies. It's when we expect from our partner to be perfect, always understand them without even saying a word, never make mistakes, share all the same interests. And perfectionists also try to be a perfect partner themselves as well. But this often requires hiding their real needs and their real emotions. And you can guess what it leads to. Instead of genuine closeness, you get a performance. Two people playing roles. But when the reality does not match the ideal, and sooner or later the reality will not match the ideal, there will be disappointment, blame, and distancing. So why does this all happen? Because we confuse healthy perfectionism and toxic perfectionism. Healthy perfectionism is striving for excellence, but very often when we are perfectionists, it's not about striving for excellence. It's about fear of not being good enough. These are very different things. And the hidden belief behind it: I'm not worthy of love, success, and respect and acceptance if I am not perfect. Of course, this leads us to nowhere. It paralyzes action. It doesn't lead to growth. It stops us. It paralyzes us. Because real progress always comes from imperfect but consistent steps. Think about a toddler who learns to walk. They walk in a very funny way. They fall down and then they would cry or laugh or get very surprised. But then they stand up and keep walking. And this is how they start walking. So it's better to do things imperfectly than to postpone or not do things at all or quit. So if you feel like if you feel like toxic perfectionism does not let you move, does not let you progress as fast as you could, you can book therapy sessions with me, or find a therapist, or maybe watch the next video where I will talk about different solutions to quit these perfectionistic tendencies. But of course, there is no one size fits all. Everything is individual. We're all unique. But if I can give you a universal advice, then learn to listen to yourself, to hear yourself, be attentive to yourself, be attentive to your needs. And if something goes wrong, do not beat yourself up, make conclusions why it went wrong, and it's not because you're bad. There are always other reasons, and then keep going. See you soon.